On February 11, 2025, Iraq made the decision to forgive a significant debt owed by Mozambique. This move was not just a financial gesture but a strategic one, reflecting the intricate web of international diplomacy. This debt, totaling $256 million, had been a point of contention and negotiation for years. The origins of this debt trace back to a time when Mozambique was in dire need of resources. The debt stemmed from a previous agreement where Mozambique received oil supplies from Iraq. These oil supplies were crucial for Mozambique's energy needs and economic stability. The decision underscores the complex and evolving nature of international relations. It is a testament to how countries navigate their historical ties and current geopolitical landscapes. It highlights the growing trend of nations utilizing debt relief as a tool for fostering goodwill and strengthening diplomatic ties. This trend is becoming increasingly common in a world where economic and political alliances are constantly shifting. This act of financial diplomacy signifies a deepening of ties between Iraq and Mozambique. It is a clear indication that both nations are looking to the future with a sense of partnership and mutual respect. What prompted this Middle Eastern nation to erase such a significant debt for a country located in southern Africa? The reasons are likely complex and multifaceted. The answer is likely multifaceted, involving geopolitical considerations, economic calculations, and perhaps even a sense of humanitarian responsibility. By forgiving this debt, Iraq may be seeking to bolster its influence in Africa, a continent that is becoming increasingly important in global politics. Additionally, this move could be seen as a way to enhance Iraq's image on the world stage, showcasing its willingness to support other nations in need. Ultimately, this decision reflects a blend of strategic foresight and a desire to contribute positively to the international community. Several plausible explanations have emerged for Iraq's decision. This move has sparked a lot of curiosity and debate among international observers and analysts. Why would a country like Iraq, which has its own economic challenges, choose to forgive such a significant sum of debt owed by Mozambique? The answer is multifaceted and involves a blend of strategic, economic, and humanitarian considerations. One theory centers around Iraq's desire to bolster its standing on the global stage. In the complex world of international relations, gestures of goodwill can go a long way in enhancing a nation's image. By forgiving Mozambique's debt, Iraq may be aiming to project itself as a benevolent and responsible player in the global arena. By extending a helping hand to Mozambique, Iraq can project an image of strength and compassion. This act of generosity could help Iraq gain favor with other nations and international organizations, potentially leading to increased diplomatic support and alliances. Such a gesture could potentially pay dividends for Iraq in the form of increased diplomatic support and economic cooperation. Forgiving debt can be seen as an investment in future relationships, paving the way for collaborative ventures and mutual support in international forums. Iraq, heavily reliant on oil exports, may see strategic value in cultivating stronger ties with energy-hungry nations like Mozambique. By fostering a positive relationship, Iraq could secure future markets for its oil exports, ensuring a steady demand for its primary economic resource. Debt forgiveness could pave the way for future energy deals and investments. Mozambique, with its growing energy needs, could become a key partner for Iraq in the energy sector, leading to mutually beneficial agreements and projects. Lastly, Iraq's decision may be partially driven by humanitarian concerns, expressing solidarity with a fellow developing nation. By forgiving the debt, Iraq is not only providing immediate financial relief to Mozambique, but also sending a message of unity and support to the global community. This act of kindness could inspire other nations to follow suit, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual aid among developing countries. The debt forgiveness stems from a previous agreement between Iraq and Mozambique. This agreement, likely struck in the early 2020s, centered around the supply of oil from Iraq to Mozambique. Mozambique was experiencing rapid economic growth, fueled by discoveries of vast offshore natural gas reserves. Iraq, with its vast oil reserves, emerged as a natural partner for Mozambique. The agreement involved significant quantities of oil being shipped from Iraq to Mozambique over several years. This deal laid the groundwork for the extraordinary act of debt forgiveness that would capture the world's attention a few years later. The debt forgiveness comes as a much-needed reprieve for Mozambique's economy. The $256 million debt relief will free up significant financial resources. This injection of fiscal flexibility will allow the Mozambican government to increase social spending and invest in critical infrastructure projects. These investments have the potential to stimulate growth, create jobs, and improve living standards. The debt relief will ease pressure on Mozambique's national budget, improving its creditworthiness. This act of generosity has the potential to be a game changer for Mozambique, setting the stage for a brighter future. The debt forgiveness offers significant economic benefits and impacts Mozambique's energy sector. The initial oil supply agreement with Iraq played a crucial role in bolstering Mozambique's energy security. The influx of Iraqi oil helped to meet the country's surging energy demands. With a reduced debt burden, Mozambique can allocate more resources to developing its vast natural gas reserves. This will reduce Mozambique's reliance on energy imports, bolstering its energy independence. The financial flexibility afforded by debt relief could enable Mozambique to fast-track the development of its LNG export infrastructure. While the focus has been on Mozambique, it is crucial to examine the implications for Iraq. Debt forgiveness is a complex issue that involves weighing immediate financial losses against potential long-term gains. In the case of Iraq, forgiving a substantial debt of $256 million might initially appear financially disadvantageous. However, this decision must be viewed through a broader lens, considering the potential long-term benefits that could arise from such a move. Forgiving a $256 million debt might appear financially disadvantageous, but it's important to consider the broader implications. This act of debt forgiveness can be seen as a strategic move that goes beyond immediate financial calculations. It opens up avenues for strengthening diplomatic ties and fostering goodwill on the international stage. However, the decision must be viewed through a broader lens, considering potential long-term benefits. By forgiving this debt, Iraq positions itself as a responsible and benevolent player in the global arena. This can lead to enhanced diplomatic relationships, not just with Mozambique, but with other nations observing this gesture. From a geopolitical standpoint, the debt forgiveness can be seen as a shrewd move by Iraq to bolster its international standing. This act of generosity can help Iraq build stronger alliances and partnerships, which are crucial in today's interconnected world. It sends a message that Iraq is willing to support other nations in times of need, thereby fostering a sense of global solidarity. By extending a helping hand to Mozambique, Iraq projects an image of benevolence and responsibility. This can have a ripple effect, encouraging other nations to view Iraq more favorably. The goodwill generated by this act can translate into various forms of support, including humanitarian aid, economic partnerships, and political alliances. Economically, while Iraq forfeits the immediate repayment, the long-term benefits could outweigh the costs. The act of debt forgiveness can stimulate economic growth by attracting foreign investment. Investors are more likely to invest in a country that is seen as stable, responsible, and committed to positive international relations. The goodwill generated by this act of generosity could attract foreign investment to Iraq, crucial for its long-term economic recovery. In conclusion, while the immediate financial cost of debt forgiveness is significant, the potential long-term benefits in terms of diplomatic relations, international standing, and economic growth make it a strategic decision worth considering. The debt forgiveness could signal a significant shift in Iraq's foreign policy approach. Traditionally, Iraqi foreign policy has focused on regional security concerns. However, the decision to forgive Mozambique's debt suggests a broadening of Iraq's foreign policy horizons. This act hints at a growing willingness to engage with countries beyond its immediate region. This shift could be driven by a desire to diversify its diplomatic partnerships and establish itself as a more influential player on the global stage. By aligning itself with the trend of South-South cooperation, Iraq positions itself to benefit from the economic dynamism of the developing world. The debt forgiveness transcends the bilateral relationship between Iraq and Mozambique. It shines a spotlight on the significant role of debt relief in shaping international relations. Developing countries often find themselves burdened by unsustainable levels of debt. Debt relief, when granted strategically, can provide debt-distressed countries with much-needed fiscal space. The case of Iraq and Mozambique underscores the potential of debt relief to foster goodwill and strengthen diplomatic ties. It demonstrates how economic actions can yield significant diplomatic dividends and contribute to a more just global order. The decision by Iraq to forgive Mozambique's debt is a remarkable act of generosity. It highlights the growing importance of economic diplomacy as a tool for building relationships. The debt forgiveness underscores the recognition of the interconnectedness of global challenges. Addressing these shared challenges requires cooperation and solidarity. The case of Iraq and Mozambique serves as a beacon of hope and a reminder of the transformative power of generosity. Acts of kindness and compassion can have a profound impact, fostering goodwill and paving the way for a more just world.